welcome back to the English for Success podcast. I'm Shane Mackey, and I'm your host and English coach, and I'm here today to get you set up for 2024. We're almost at the end of the year of 2023 now, so I've been thinking about what it would be the best thing for me to talk about today to help you to guarantee you reach your goals for learning English in 2024. And what I've been thinking about is foundation, the foundation to get you in the right mindset for reaching your goals next year. Okay, so this is a very important topic. It's a topic that people don't speak about that often. And I really believe that this is going to make a big difference to how you behave and how you act in your English learning journey in 2024. So let's jump right in here. Let's get started and let me tell you about what we're talking about here today. Of course, if you're here, say hello in the comments and interact with me. It always makes it more interesting. And I'm going to start here with a question. Why is it? Maybe you're wondering this. Most English learners do the same things. It looks like they're doing the same things on the outside, right? Most English learners, they buy English classes, they buy books and other study tools, they study grammar, they memorize vocabulary, and they really want to be fluent in English. So if you have two English learners who are doing the same things and have the same situation, why is it that one learner will learn faster than the other learner? This is a big question, and maybe it's something you've wondered a few times before in the past. Why is it that they can speak English and I cannot speak English? Why do they look confident when they speak English, but I'm still afraid and I don't dare to speak? Well, the big difference is mindset. What is mindset? Mindset is how you think, how you look at the world, and how you think affects what you do, and what you do affects the results that you get. So mindset is really fundamental foundation. It is the starting point. And if you don't have the correct mindset, you could be wasting a lot of time doing all of the other things we just spoke about. So let me help you get in the right mindset here. And let's think about changing our mindset. Let's go back to when you were in school. Okay, I think most of you studied English in school. Well, how did you feel? Were you bored? Were you frustrated? Did you feel embarrassed when the teacher asked you to speak? Were you nervous? Were you anxious? Were you always looking at the clock thinking that, oh, when is this class going to be over? I want to get out of here. It's boring. Well, learning English does not have to be like this. So what we're going to do here in this short training video is we're going to change how you interact with English to be more enjoyable and more successful. And as you know already, it all starts with the way you think about it, or the mindset. Maybe that's a new word for you today, mindset. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Well, first of all, let's think about the mindset that you have right now. And let's think about a different way. Let's say if we talk about playing games. Do you enjoy playing games? I think the answer is probably yes, right? Most people 99% of people out there enjoy playing games. So what we want to do is we want to use that mindset, that same mindset as when we're playing a game, and then bring that over to our mindset for learning English. You see, it's funny that a lot of people they want to speak English fluently, but they don't want to make mistakes. All right? Do you feel the same way? And you know, if we think of English as a game, in the game of playing English, it's essential. You cannot skip training and making a lot of mistakes first, right? So this is what you have to do. You have to get the same mindset as if it were playing a game. And when you're playing games, you make mistakes, you lose points. It's the same with English. Okay, so we want to have the same mindset, and this is a good trick to capture a good mindset for learning English. So let's think of some games, right? Football. Maybe you wanted to play football as a kid, maybe you do play football, maybe your children play football. Well, do you think that it would work to just read a book about football and then go to the World Cup without ever playing a game? That doesn't really make sense. Imagine if Ronaldo knocked on your door. This is something I say to my students. If Ronaldo came knocking on the door and Ronaldo had a pair of football boots for you, said, right, let's go and play football. Would you say, no, thanks, Ronaldo. I have a good book that I'm studying of how to play football. I'm going to read this book instead. Of course you wouldn't, right? It's the same for learning English. How about music? Would you only read the notes on the paper, and if you never heard them or you never actually played these notes, would you expect to be able to play music? Or how about swimming? Would you expect to be able to swim very well without ever getting wet, without ever getting into the pool? Of course not. It would be impossible. And it's the same for English. It's the same for you to become fluent in English. All of these things, playing football, learning music, playing music, swimming, they're all comparable. It's the same thing. You cannot expect to speak English fluently without ever practicing, without ever making a mistake. So let's change all of that. It's time to get used to. Get used to means make it normal, make it feel normal. Get used to practicing your English. Get used to playing lots of games, okay? Get used to making mistakes. Get used to making lots of sounds and music. Get used to getting wet. All right, this is the new mindset going into 2024. Okay, look at English like a game, and this is how you're going to get amazing results. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my top 3 mindset tips for speaking English fluently and changing your future of learning English. So number 1 here is to look at the positives. All right, we want to be in a positive state of mind. And we don't want to focus on the mistakes. Okay, this is what a lot of people do. They're focusing on the mistakes. They're worried about making mistakes, so they don't get the practice they need. Okay, so don't focus on the mistakes. You want to see mistakes as they're a very positive thing. Mistakes mean you're moving forward. They're opportunities to grow. So when you think about it this way, making mistakes is not only necessary, it's something you have to do, but it's exciting. If you're making mistakes, you are growing, you're moving towards your goal. And when you're making mistakes, you're learning. And even, in the future, you'll probably be telling some funny stories about the mistakes you made when you were learning English. The next positive thing I want you to focus on is that you have the ability. You have the ability to learn English, all right? A lot of people I'm speaking to don't believe that they have this ability, don't believe that they can do it. Maybe you've been trying to learn English for 10 years or more. Well, the truth is, if you can speak your native language, you can also learn English. And there's a myth out there that children, maybe you think you're too old, right? Children are better at learning languages than adults. Now, I don't have time to get into this now, but believe me, this is not true. You have a lot of advantages over children. Your brain is more developed, you understand patterns, you have a lot of experience, you've already learned one language, and you have a lot of experience with learning, so you have more developed learning skills than children. You have the ability to learn English, believe me. And the final positive thing I want you to focus on is don't stop focusing on what you don't know. A lot of people who speak to me, they're saying, "Oh, I don't know. I don't have enough vocabulary. I don't know the present perfect tense." Focus on what you are able to do. You actually have a lot of ability already that you already know. A lot of English you already know. Think about all the different ways that you can use that English that you already know. And one example of this here, my students again and again and again, after joining our coaching program, 1 month or 2 months, they say to me, almost all the time, they say to me, "I have never reached fluency like this." And they've been studying for 10 years or 15 years or more. And they join a program, get the right practice, and in 1 or 2 months, they have a transformation. Why is that? Of course, they're getting the right practice, but number two is that they already know a lot of English, and you do too. Okay, you already have a lot of English in your head. So don't focus on what you don't know, focus on what you do already know and start using it. You'll feel so much better. That's the first tip. Look at the positive, keep a positive mindset. All right. The second one I want to talk about here is English is a part of your life. Okay, this is the way you want to think of English. All right, it's not what a lot of people, because of traditional education, has us brainwashed thinking that it's a subject we have to study to pass a test. English is not a school subject. Stop thinking of it like a subject. Okay, you want to think of it as a lifestyle, a way of life. You want to surround yourself with English now going into 2024. All the music you listen to, the news you hear, the books, the podcasts, the websites, the way you communicate with people. You want to make it a lifestyle, make it a way of life. This is the real way that you become fluent in English. Okay, so you want to have this mindset. It's a part of your life. And also, it's a tool for you to enjoy life, to get to that next level of life. This is what English is. It'll help you have better relationships, advance in your career, learn new things. Okay, this is the way you want to be thinking of English. That's tip number 2. And finally, tip number 3 is to enjoy the journey. It's important to have a deadline. You always hear me speaking of a deadline, but don't just always think, when am I going to be fluent? When am I going to be fluent? Okay. You want to focus on the journey. Don't focus only on the destination, right? Because you're going to be making progress every day. So don't just look at the destination, enjoy the journey. Make this your passion. Bring together English and everything you're passionate about and enjoy this, okay? Link it, use it if you're talking about websites, podcasts, movies. Use your passion. What are you passionate about? Link that to English and do it through English. And take small steps every day. I had a conversation with one of my students yesterday, the day before yesterday, and she was feeling a bit overwhelmed. And we decided to make sure that we get at least 15 minutes of English in every day. I don't care how busy you are, you have 15 minutes. Okay, so this is a great way to be able to enjoy the journey by making it part of your lifestyle. Make it every day, a daily habit, 15 minutes per day. That's really going to help you to enjoy the journey. So that's it. That is the most important thing I can give you hitting the end of the year. Happy New Year, Happy Christmas to all of you, by the way. And going into 2024, instead of waiting until January to start thinking, I know a lot of you have a goal to become fluent in English next year. I know a lot of you are waiting for January. Get a head start. Start right now before you get to January. Start working on your mindset. Remember those 3 tips I gave you today. Can you remember them? Let's review them here together. First of all, stay positive. Keep a positive relationship with English. Secondly, make it part of your lifestyle. Don't look at English as a subject to study. It is your new lifestyle, and you're going to be creating your new identity through this lifestyle. And finally, enjoy the journey. Link it to your passions. Do things you enjoy. If it's boring, stop. The journey is the reward. I love this quote. I use it all of the time. The journey is the reward. Enjoy the journey. And if any of you are serious about making this big change next year, we're here for you. We have our newest live event coming up in January, and we'd like to invite all of you to join. If you want to join us, you can comment January below. And this is a free event, and it's our most valuable event we've done yet. That we have lots of bonuses in this one. You're going to get into our new community, private community, get the speaking practice you need, and learn all about the 6 steps to unlocking business opportunities by breaking your language barrier. The 6 steps to speaking English fluently. That's what we're going to be doing in January. What date is it in January? I can't remember. The 4th? No, the 8th. I think it's the 8th of January. It's a Monday. This event is starting, and you're all welcome to join us. And as I said, there are lots of bonuses coming up here as well. So let's do it together in January. Remember, mindset is the foundation. You can do this. Stay positive, enjoy the journey, and let me leave this on the screen as I finish. The journey is the reward. Happy New Year, everybody. I wish you the best of luck reaching your goals in 2024. Let's make it happen.